Hey there, in this explainer, we're diving straight into the apologetics and logical defenses of limited atonement.
Here's the core question we're wrestling with. Did Jesus actually die for everyone, or just the elect?
Theologian B.B. Warfield perfectly frames this dilemma. We basically have to choose between the cross's value or its extension.
The truth is, almost everyone limits the atonement in some way, either in its absolute power or its extent. This defense starts with substitutionary death. Christ vicariously suffered to fully satisfy divine wrath for specific sinners.
And redemption? It's an actually accomplished release paid by a price, not just a potential, maybe it'll work salvation.
So logically, we have to ask, did Jesus satisfy divine wrath for those already suffering in hell?
The argument here is that Jesus intentionally restricted his sacrifice. He laid down his life specifically for his sheep. This brings us to John Owen's classic logical puzzle, designed to completely corner opposing theological views. Here's the trap. If Christ truly died for all sins of all men, why isn't everyone free? Now, you might hear the counter-argument that people are just punished for the specific sin of unbelief.
But wait, if Christ suffered for unbelief, why does it hinder salvation? If he didn't, he missed a sin.
So how does this defense handle tough biblical countertexts, like Hebrews saying Jesus tasted death for everyone?
Well, by looking at the surrounding context, everyone is actually narrowed down to mean many sons or brethren.
Then there's the big one, the most famous verse used to argue against limited atonement, John 3:16.
But the defense argues the grammar specifically links loving and saving to the believing ones.
Now to tackle our final text, we really need to define propitiation, satisfying God's wrath and removing guilt. This sets up that heavily debated passage in 1 John about propitiation for the whole world.
The defense here totally relies on first-century Jewish context, separating the nation of Israel from the Gentile world.
So the world just means people from every tribe and nation, not literally every single individual on earth.
As always, these complex theological apologetics demand gentleness, precision, and absolute humility when we discuss them.
So, does an atonement of infinite divine value inherently require an infinite human extension? What do you think?